Greetings all. Now today's little session is a bit about street photography, but it's with a little bit of a difference of things to look for, and this is all about gestures. So basically what you're doing is you're looking for natural expressions and that on people's faces, because if somebody's just standing there with just a normal face, the picture's going to look not as interesting as if there's a gesture, a smile or a squint or a frown or a point or something. So if you look at things like on, say, that TV, on the news or something like this, and you've got all the photographers all around and about, and you've got the, say, the US president standing there at his podium, and he's not saying or doing anything. If you look, nobody's taking a photo. Well, of course, they're not going to, because there's no expression, there's no emotion, there's nothing there. There's just the president standing there, you know. But the moment he makes a gesture, whether it's a smile or a squint or a frown or something, you'll hear all the cameras click, 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 because that is a little bit more interesting than just a photo of somebody standing there. And it's exactly the same in street photography when you're out and about. Is you're looking for people's gestures, natural gestures. So this actually rolls on to a question that I was asked from a friend, and he was on about street photography. He says, well, what do you look for? You know, well, where do you go? And I says, well, look, I says, you went to Sanford Fair. And he went, yeah. And I went, that's an ideal place. Crowded people are on rides, natural gestures, expressions, everything. They're natural. So that was a prime opportunity for you to go and do some of that. And it's a really good place to learn, because you're guaranteed gestures. You're guaranteed to get something. And he was like, oh, I didn't think of that. So I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'm taking my kids and family and that we're going. So I'll take a few and show you what the results are, which is exactly what today is about. But I've got a small problem. I didn't want to take too much kit with me, so it was just a camera. It was two lenses, the camera, and that was it. But of course I wanted to do a bit of footage as well, so I thought, well, I wanted something light that I could put in my pocket because of going on rides and stuff, so I didn't want to carry too much about. So I took the little action camera with me, and I don't know what's happened, but every bit of video footage I took on this was corrupt. So the only footage I got, which is 2 shots, which I took on my phone. I knew I should have took them all on my phone. But so unfortunately today is literally just going to be me waffling. There's going to be no video footage, all by 2 little bits, and just a load of photos. So I'm just going to apologise for that, but hopefully I can still give you a good bit of things to look out for and things to try. And the idea of this is to show that no matter where you go, you can do street photography. Doesn't matter where you go. So, without too much of me waffling on for this first bit, let's just get into the photos, and I'll see you afterwards. So there we go. Yeah, real good day out, and it's a good opportunity to practice or do street photography is at fairs and stuff. And the thing is, you need to look at what it is you're photographing, and with things like this, obviously your shutter speed is your top priority. And the reason being is because sometimes you want to show a slight bit of a blur or something because of a moving object. But because you're actually concentrating on expressions, you're going to want it to be as sharp as possible. So you're going to have to get that shutter speed up. I think most of mine were around about 125th of a second, slightly above. It was around that sort of a mark. It wasn't a very bright day, so obviously I had to bump my ISO up a bit, which I didn't really want to do too much because I don't want to lose too much quality. And I know there's a lot of people as well, and they shoot with auto ISO, and it's one of the things that I will avoid. And I know that I'm capable of going quite high, but I've set a limit because a lot of the cameras you can set a limit, and I will not allow this camera to go above 800. Obviously, unless I turn it off, or I'll have to, and then I'll turn it off and go up. So even if I do put it on auto, it will not go above 800. But I prefer to do it manually myself. And that's because it's okay having these things that do auto, but I tend to find that a lot of the time they'll just tend to ramp it up. It's like, but no, I want to keep it low as possible. I've probably said this in many videos, is ISO, you keep it low, as low as you possibly can. Don't be afraid to bump it up a bit. There's quite a lot of stuff that I've been doing within this year where I've crept it up a little bit. It's not a problem with that. I just like to keep it as low as I can. And if I can keep it low and still get a result, I'll keep it low. And so, yeah, today's obviously it was all about the gestures. It was all about capturing those expressions naturally, and so yeah, it was shutter speed was the priority. And a lot of times when you do street photography, like I've said before, you do want to sort of get that, I'm not going to say a blurry movement, but you do want to get that sort of that they are moving. But on this situation, I didn't want that. And so you always think about what it is that you're shooting, what it is that you're trying to achieve. Look at what the result is that you want, and just take that moment to sort of think, do I want a slight move or don't I? Because to be fair, you're probably not talking much of a difference in the shutter speed to get that little bit of a blur and not. I'm not saying all of these were perfect, because some of them didn't quite, the shutter speed was too slow. So it did get that blur, which I didn't want. But, it's, I'm not going to say trial and error. It was a case of, constantly checking, bump, no, up a bit, bump. And that's how it was. So yeah, which is another tip as well, is whenever you take a shot, always check the back of your camera. So yeah. No, enjoyed today, really good practice. And just to show that no matter where you go, you can do street photography. There is always something, wherever you go, that you can capture something. And so don't be afraid to give it a try. Take photos wherever you go. That's all I'm going to say about it. Because I do. I'm really getting into the street stuff, and I'm so glad I started. Because don't know, I think there's something about capturing people in just their normal everyday lives and natural reactions and stuff. It's brilliant, love it. But anyway, so hopefully the next one's not going to be so long. I'm hoping it's not going to be so long. At the moment, I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to get one out every week, like I say, because of at work. But I certainly will try. Anyway, I certainly will try. But thanks for joining me on this one. Anyway, guys, it means a lot. Give us that thumbs up, and I'm going to see you in the next adventure. Take care. Stay safe. See you soon.